Gentlemen, start your engines! We are back for another season of Chronic Racing. Chronic Racing League KRL. If you guys know, you know. So, I'm excited. We are at Spa, as you can tell from this very reused, quote unquote, not reaction, reused graphic from last season. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So we are back for Chronic Racing Season 2. I think we are almost at a full grid today. New regs, new cars, new driving styles, new braking styles specifically. A lot of people struggling with that. Um, and it's the first new regulation race for this league. Last night, a lot of these drivers did already participate in a PTRL race, but now, ooh, it's a bit of a cloudy one. All right, so let's get over into session. Come on, stop bugging for me. All right, over into session. We've got a cloudy day right now. It's very interesting that it's cloudy. Could it possibly rain here shortly? That would that would really drastically change how this race goes. I personally have not done any kind of rain races yet. Hold on, I almost forgot to unmute the game. There we go. But yeah, I do wonder how that'll affect people. So we see some cars rolling out already. First out, not an Alpine. It looks to be an Audi. It is Chronico, league owner. Speak of the devil. League owner first out of the pits will be the first to set a hot lap. I did also see Boilers leave the session. Let me send him a quick invite. Super fast. Just to make sure he can rejoin. Limerence just left the session. I think he was stuck in spectator. Maybe he finally got back. Let me also send him an invite. But yeah, on to new regs, new everything. It's gonna be interesting. Now, if this goes any way how it did in PTRL yesterday, last night, we should be in for action-packed, um, you know, gut-wrenching, hair-pulling, edge-of-your-seat racing all throughout, especially with what should be a pretty close grid. We have quite a few reserves in here, and not only that, we also have Psychotical. Psychotical, by far, the the fastest to adjust to the new regulations and the quickest in general at the moment, and by quite a significant margin, even in the much more competitive, much more serious PTRL league. So we'll face very little, if any, competition today, but it has been made official. He can race today, but as soon as this race is over, we'll be asked to, I guess, kind of voluntarily step down. This is a more beginner slash intermediate league founded by Kronik, kind of inspired by the PTRL league run by Deuces, Spark, Gold Killer, and Deuces, or not Deuces, Briars, and so on and so forth. But we are now on to the first qualifying lap, the first flying lap, the first hot lap of the new regs here in Chronic Racing. We have Chronico actually, going down, heading straight into Eau Rouge. Let's get some onboard action. We can watch his battery levels here. Spa gonna be a very battery intensive track in these new regulations. I've done very little here as of recent, or even at all, actually, since the new regs. It was one of my stronger tracks in the older cars, in the 25 cars. So I'm very interested to see the difference in pace here, and the difference in the kind of the racecraft, right? The strategy that goes into it. No yellow flag there from the Alpine, hopefully. Yellow flag's a huge issue in the new regs now, as when there is a yellow flag, the overtake mode, which gives you extra deployment rate from the battery, pretty much extra power going to the wheels, gone. Completely gets rid of it. So people will need to be much more careful when it comes to bringing out yellow flags, as, back in 25, when you would let somebody through and you'd get a yellow flag, no big deal. Would not affect them in any way. But now it is a massive deal, as every bit of battery juice can make or break a lap, especially on a track like Spa, especially on a track like Spa. Here we go. Kronik heading to the bus stop. I would say screaming, but not so much screaming. Going as fast as he can, hitting 296 for a split second there. 296 kilometers an hour. Can he get a good exit? In overtake early. Good traction, setting a 146.9 first qualifying lap set in the new regs for his league. Second is Mick, 149, not spectacular at all. Following him is What It Do, a second faster than Mick. Dominator, also a 148. Let's switch over to Max. Will be one of the next ones to cross the finish line. Has some more cars ahead of him. Constipated, still not faster. There goes Psychotical, much more of what I expected. A second faster than the rest of the field as it stands right now. I am interested to see as more and more people qualify, though. A Haas just crossed. That was Berkey. Berkey's hitting a 147.8. There's a Ferrari about to cross. That should be C. Miller. Ooh, invalidated. Who does he have behind him? He has a Cadillac behind him. Could be E-Fizzle. No. Will be his teammate, 11. Oh, well, he just did a lap. Boilers invalidated lap, but I think it's his out lap. Yes, he's on an out lap. One of the newcomers to the league, much more amateur when it comes to driving. But you know what? Boilers is the GOAT. If you guys didn't know, actually, he is the world's strongest man. If you know, you know. Ball knowledge required. He can lift over 2,000 pounds with just his pinky. The other day, I swear to you, I heard him whisper, and the entire earth shook. So, watch out for Boilers. Absolute menace when it comes to anything. You should just fear him. He is the new Chuck Norris. All right, I think we have E-Fizzle behind. Yes, E-Fizzle will be beginning his hot lap here shortly. Some yellow flags in Sector 2, but I think it's pretty much everybody on their out or in laps, so unaffecting. Not affecting anybody at all. Dustin about to start his hot lap. Soulfly on a hot lap. Ooh, he might have been a little bit affected by those yellow flags. I don't think so, though. Touching a little bit of grass there. Not great. So Kartik, one of the people that has been able to adjust very, very well to the new regs, is my teammate for Jack Wagon. I think me and him might really, really cook in the new regs. We were already doing very, very well in Jack Wagon D2, so I expect us to do even better, actually, as I feel like we've both really, really figured out the new regs. Purple Sector 2, set by Soulfly. Low on battery. This is the very difficult part of Spa in the new regs. There's just not enough battery to make it down this long Sector 3. You only get straight mode at the very end, heading into bus stop. Already at a 142, crossing with a 147.9. Not as spectacularly competitive there. Invalid lap from Dustin. E-Fizzle seems to be on a lap, is on a lap, I'm pretty sure. Cadillac teammate of 11. Gold Killer still in the pits. I wonder if anybody is setting multiple hot laps. I feel like it's definitely possible. Purple Sector 2 from E-Fizzle. It's definitely possible to do 2 hot laps per run, or I guess per outing, with the lessened tire wear. But there goes a yellow flag, but it doesn't really matter as he wasn't really using battery anyways. But, what was I saying? I already forgot what I was saying. Ooh, very deep. Not great. Gonna cost him a lot of time. Crosses with a 148.6. Good enough for P10. Could improve massively if he just takes that bus stop entrance a little better. Swampy Star, is he starting another hot lap or is he on an in lap? Might be on another hot lap. Swampy Star, also relatively newer to the league, I think. I might be wrong. Let me not say that before I'm wrong. Yellow flags behind. Swampy Star, we will see his split time here at the end of the straight, at the end of Radion. Coasting a good amount to recharge battery, is 1/10 up. Can he continue to improve? We see a long train of cars heading out right now for another outing, another qualifying lap. Has a Haas potentially in front of him right now. Could either be... No, will only be Berkey. Unless it's a Cadillac. It's really hard to tell these days. I think it's a Haas. I mean, it looks more gray. Alright, Swampy Star a little off angle for these entrances, for these apexes, but has improved still from his previous time. Just needs, or no, that was, who was it? E-Fizzle that went very deep into bus stop. So let's see if Swampy Star can not make the same mistake. Much better there. Is deploying overtake the entire time to get a much better exit. I like that. I like to see that. 147 does not improve. Must have hit a really, really good bus stop turn. So now let's watch Psychotical, the fastest lap so far by a significant margin. Let's see what it takes to set a 145.8 at least. A lot of coast into turn 1. Makes sense. Need as much battery for this very long straight. Or even if you don't want to call it a straight, just a very long Sector 1. Has a car in front of him, is a Mercedes. Either Max or Secret Cape, otherwise known as Kronik. Reaching up to 313 kilometers an hour. Coasting a lot here. Up 1/10. Able to really snap his car through these corners, looking very confident. I would expect so. He has put in a lot of time. Getting a yellow flag there, but I think unaffected. Boiler's leaving the session once again. Facing some internet issues, it seems like. We'll invite him here shortly. Looking very much in control of his car right now. Some Sunny Hayes steering method. Just a little bit of a flick, flick, flick. Onto the very last sector of the track. Still 1/10 up. Can he pull a little extra out of his car? A little extra out of his battery? Kind of delaying his battery usage. Just bus stop to go. Can he get a good entry and exit? Very aggressive on the curbs. Drag race to the finish line. Setting an even faster lap by 2.5 tenths. Alright, let's invite Mr. Boilers fan. I've invited him. JC18 also. So Kreger may also need an invite. He's online. Let me send him one. Yeah, Sai significantly faster. Let's see Kronik about to finish his lap. Oh, 5 tenths! Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. Good exit. Oh, lost 2 tenths, but I think pretty much cementing his spot in second. Kronik, I'm telling you, he has massively improved. Not just improved in general, but he has also massively got the hang of the new regulations. Invalid lap. Kronik starting one or just finished one. Hard to tell. Berkey, I think. I'm trying to find somebody who is actually on a hot lap here. What it do, perhaps? I think what it do might be on a hot lap. Let's get some of him. No, he's not really pushing. He might be, he might just be on an in lap. People in the pits. Hot dog. No, also in lappers of the sorts. Mick just improved by 7 tenths, I think, up into P15. Let's see. Is anybody else on a hot lap? Possibly constipated? No, he's on an invalidated lap. Chronico we saw was on an in lap. I think that might be it, actually. Yeah, Berkey's on an in lap, I'm pretty sure. A lot of yellow flags going on right now. There's a V-carb, I think, and a Red Bull off track. More yellow flags. Really hope nobody here was on a hot lap. Dustin, are you on a hot lap? Perhaps. I don't know, hard to tell. I guess if he uses overtake, we'll see. Or if he uses boost, we'll see. No, he's not. Okay, he's on an in lap. Gosh, man, who's gonna give us a hot lap? Scavenger's on an out lap. What's up, Razak? How we doing, homie? D2 Dominator may. Oh yes, I think he for sure is on a hot lap. I saw him on an out lap earlier. Dominator. Ooh, taking too much curb, really slowing himself down in the process, unsettling the car. Into the high-speed sector 2. I'm doing pretty good, Rozik. I'm doing pretty good, man. The race last night in PTRL in Bahrain, new cars, it was awesome. It was exciting, man. We'll see if it can be exciting here too. It has to be. You know, there's gonna be so many overtakes from slipstream in sector 3, from battery saving just across the track, different battery deployment. It's gonna be a very long chess game, a very long and draining chess game. Dominated with a purple sector 2, but has absolutely no battery to spare for this third sector. We'll be losing significant amounts of time. Significant amounts of time. Yellow flags up ahead, clear up, so he will be able to use overtake as he drag races to the finish line. Oh, Rozik, trust. In qualifying, they're overpowered because they cheat. Improving 4/10 is Dominator, so they actually cheat. They get unlimited battery in qualifying, but then in race they're much worse because they only sit in medium. They don't actually use their battery efficiently. 11 on a hot lap, sitting in P6, could improve with just a little over a tenth of improvement here. Yeah, if he gets even 2/10, he can go all the way up to P3, jumping Scavenger, but Scavenger on an out lap right now, or on a hot lap I mean, so no guarantee there. I need to make sure I stay hydrated, man. It's been a little while since I've commentated, so throat's just not quite ready. The throat game is not as good as it used to be. You need practice to be good at giving throat. You know what I mean? No, yeah, I know, Rozik. They're actually cheating. It's confirmed. They cheat in qualifying, but in race they are much weaker. Trust me. Trust me. It's just really annoying. It is very annoying. Limecake retiring from the session already. I don't see him anywhere out on track, so maybe retiring in the pits. Interesting. 11. Saving a good amount of battery for this backstretch of the track. Oh, yes, dude. I'm excited for the next season of FSR. We are making, I don't know if you saw the message, but we are making it a shorter season just because it's the new regs. Give people a chance to kind of work them out through a shorter season, and then we can go back to a longer one. 11, not improving at all. His best position will be 6th. Swampy Star starting his hot lap. Could beat him. Scavenger about across the finish line, actually. He is up on his time, I think. Has some cars ahead, but I don't think they'll be close enough for any amount of dirty air. Dirty air being minimized in the new regulations. Just not quite for Scavenger. Just not quite, but it is looking very good for the Mercedes team at the moment. All right, so back to Swampy Star as we saw earlier. Purple Sector 1 looking a little rough into this sector, though. Now, if any of you aren't quite sure why there's less dirty air, or you just aren't in the know, so dirty air was at its worst in the, the ground effect era, I think it was called, whenever they had all the Venturi tunnels on the underbody of the car. And so the reasoning for that is when those Venturi tunnels were allowed, just to kind of essentially I'm not, I have an aerospace degree, but I haven't, I'm not an expert in F1, right? I have a degree. I know some stuff, I can understand things. But from my understanding, and to simplify it too, they were creating downforce by just kind of forcing air to take, a specific path underneath the car, right? They'd create a suction. So what that would do, though, is it would come out from underneath the car in what's called vortices. Dirty air is just vortices. Vortexes, I think is a different plural word. Swampy Star crossing the finish line here. Does he improve? Does. Up into P8, last lap of his qualifying. Let's see Berkster on a hot lap. Your World Driver Champion in PTRL Season 2. But, yeah, to continue off of what I was saying here at the end of qualifying. So, same thing. Any wing, right? Because that's what a lot of the 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 F1 cars are doing, right? It's just trying to create lift but down. So they're creating downforce. That's what that means. A yellow flag. Someone has died. I think that was Limerence. Oh man, I wonder what happened. R.I.P. to his family. But as I was saying, so anytime you're creating lift, there is an inherent kind of dirty air that comes off of it. Just air bumping into something causes vortices. It causes all these little like spirals in the air. And so the FIA qualifying is now over. The FIA wanting to improve, close trailing and wheel-to-wheel racing, wanted to minimize or lower the dirty air generated by the Formula One cars. So Psychotical setting pole by over 6 tenths, and then Kartik almost 5 tenths faster than even people behind him. JC18 joining late, setting P3. Scavenger, the Mercedes team, looking very, very solid. But look at how much closer this little group is here, and then look at how close this group is. There's going to be a lot of disparity, a lot of disparity in these lap times. As new regs, new cars, new adjusting, some people aren't in the know when it comes to setups. It's going to be difficult for a lot of these guys. It's going to be difficult for a lot of these guys. But, so, how do you minimize dirty air? Well, uh, you make the car smaller was one thing. Now the wings aren't as big, meaning there's not as much disturbance to the air, right? So that's the simplest way. Lower the I guess the effect of the wings themselves. That's why less downforce, right? It kind of goes hand in hand. There's less downforce in general, and therefore there's less dirty air in general. And then just a bunch of other things like changing the geometry, forcing teams to create slightly different geometries based on, in this area you can only do this, in this area you can only do that, things like that. So I forgot where I started with this, why I started with this, but that is kind of why we say there's less dirty air. Uh, it just goes hand in hand. It's kind of interconnected, interwoven. With downforce comes drag, or not drag. I mean, comes dirty air because, the more downforce the cars are generating, the more disturbance they're doing to the air. That's just kind of how it works. And so that is why there is much less dirty air in these new cars. Because there's less downforce, because they're not able to generate as much lift pointing downwards as opposed to the last regs and even the regs before that. That is a more detailed analysis as to why, as to the why. Okay. Let me just check my messages around the leagues. Make sure I'm not missing anything. No, I'm not missing anything. It seems like perfect. But I should definitely text back my girlfriend. That is important. Do not anger your woman. What's up, Kartik? Let's go P2, P2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Kartik. All right, let's see who's in here. So we have Berkster in here. Berkster always listening in. Always a pleasure. Giant Stick in here. What's up, Giant Stick? Psychotical always listening. Razak, I've been speaking with you. Kartik hopped in for a second. We have Ironsides, I'm assuming, based off the username. Super as well. And I think maybe some other people because it doesn't always tell me exactly who's in here. Well, yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Kronik Season 2. It was a great inaugural season. It was a great season one, very exciting. The titles were kind of decided, or at least the driver's title. Oh, it's Nubs. Oh, what's up, Nubs? Yeah, I didn't see you on the list, but what's up, Nubs? How we doing, homie? But yeah, so the drivers championship was kind of settled a little earlier than you'd like maybe, as far as um as far as end of season drama can go. But the constructors did come down to the wire. I do believe, if I remember correctly, it did come down to the wire between the Red Bulls and the Williams teams. Williams team. Ooh, who did win? I think it was the Williams team. I think it was actually Chronico, was it not? Or am I wrong? Let me find that information. Past seasons, standings, season one. No, they lost. Never mind. It was the Red Bull. Red Bull led by Gold Killer and Limerence, I think. Gold Killer, or was it Krager? No, that's a different team. Yep, Limerence and Gold Killer. But Chronico and eFizzle's team, second place, not too shabby. Only back by 24 points at the end of the season. Nothing to cry home about. Nothing to go tell your mom, mom, they beat me, they beat me. No, that is a more dap up the opposition. Say, you know what, you guys did good. We'll get you next time. That's how close the battle was. Ugh. We should we should be starting here shortly. I don't think we tend to take too much time getting into the race after qualifying. How's everybody else doing though so far? Are you guys enjoying the regs, disliking the regs? I know quite a few of everybody's answers, at least, to the people that I've talked to. The general consensus is that people are enjoying them. Maybe not so much specifically the actual driving, because you're not really push. It doesn't feel like you're pushing, right? Oh, 100% Berkey, 100%. Um, there's just even though there's less downforce, there's just so much, I guess, less immediate power going to the wheels that could cause you to spin, right? So that's kind of what it is. That's kind of what it comes down to. That and now higher wings in general are the meta, are the difference makers in setups. So a little more manageable because a lot of the tough exits on tracks aren't in straight mode zones. So you're using your maximum arrow, right? Right, off on a formation lap. But yeah, a lot of people maybe, kind of in split minds because maybe the driving itself isn't as enjoyable as far as, push, 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 fast, fast, fast. But the actual battling, the wheel to wheel, the kind of strategizing that goes into your overtakes. Do I do it now? Do I do it later? Do I use this much battery or do I not use this much battery? There's just so much more thinking that needs to be done lap after lap. Not even lap after lap, corner after corner. You can't just follow the same cookie cutter routine lap after lap as maybe you could a little more frequently in the old regulations, right? So very, very exciting to say the least. So the top three, starting on mediums. One stop, 1,000% the way to go here in Spa. You lose so much time in the pits. One stop, the way to go, barring any safety cars, though. You never know. You never know. And then we have Max and Constipated on the hard, separated by the other two hard runners here near the top. Two Cadillacs actually right beside each other. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Separated by Chronico on the mediums. And then no one else on mediums or on hards except for Dustin and Mr. Hot Dog. Mr. Hot Dog, a rookie this season. Let's see, how many other rookies do we have this season? Boiler's a rookie in the league. Soulfly, I think, technically a rookie in this league, but he has some experience under his belt. I can hear the gristle in his voice. I can hear the life experience in his voice. I can hear I've probably fathered children. I have a lot more patience than most kind of tone to him. And I think that's it. And in Psychotical technically a rookie, but very, very experienced. You can tell based off his qualifying pace, a lot of pace to him. A lot of pace to him. Let's invite Boilers back in. I swear, man, I don't know how he manages. It's only ever in league races. If we're running casual races all day, he's just in there, no issue. But as soon as it comes to an official league race, he struggles, man. Something about his internet just cannot handle more cars on the grid, I guess. Alright, let me continue to hydrate myself. Let me send him another one because maybe he didn't get that one. Because he's requesting one in Discord. Alright, let's get these tires off the screen. And let's get ready. Let's get ready for this spa race. I should have practiced some French before the race. I always forget. I wanna try to do a little bit of language learning before a race, just to throw small key phrases in there. I know some French, but I don't know any French relevant to F1 really, other than nouvelle for new, like new season. But whatever. Be it as it may. Here we go. As you may know, 5 lights and we are off. Here we go. All of us hurtling into turn 1. Can we keep it clean? We're not seeing too much movement yet. A lot of people ghosted. Can we keep it clean going to turn 1? Alpine setting a move deep already through some ghosted cars. Kind of a poor exit. Looks to be safe. Looks to be somewhat okay. But battery usage back in the midfield will be huge. Side by side going into Eau Rouge. Come on, give me a better camera angle than this. Look at how packed we are through the Raidillon Straight. Movement all up and down the grid right now. A lot of side-by-side racing. And Audi going off track, kind of holding position. I don't know if that's exactly allowed. Could be reportable in my humble opinion. Yellow flags being thrown, but I think we're okay. Maybe kind of preemptive yellow flagging. We have Kronik very close to Constipated. Oh! I think he got ahead of Bertster there. Now very close to oh, hold on, I'm pulling up the wrong stuff. I want telemetry. Very close to Constipated. And is sending the move around the outside. Some bumping, some tussling, some rustling. Oh, and he's off, but he's rejoined maybe a little unsafely. No collision made, but doing all right so far. Looking up near the top of the grid, Kartik is holding up with Psychotical, so is Kreger, as well as Max, actually. The top 4 right now holding together on an island of their own. Everybody else battling it out till death. Till death do them part. Let's check in on the leaders. We have Kartik, Secret Cape, really able to keep up with Psychotical through that first lap, looking very strong. Will have overtake, as well as Kreger behind. Max might have just missed it. No, he did get it, but got a very poor exit. A lot of moves made into bus stop. That terrifies me, actually. I should have maybe kept an eye on that. Oh, that is damage! We are seeing some very late move attempts, and they are costing people some damage. Either that or the game is just bugging, but it looked like a wing went flying there. Dustin up into P9, very close behind the Audi of Dominator. No battery, though. Needs to get some slipstream, and then he could possibly have a chance. Swampy Star getting ahead of Kronik now. Why am I screaming? What do you want? Is this not exciting to you? Okay, hold on. At Supra's request, I now bring to you the Bob Fridge session of our very calm and relaxed, soothing F1 race at Spa Francorchamps. There are no mistakes, just... Oh shit, what does Bob Ross say? There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Here we go, Swampy and Kronik battling it out very tightly right now for that 6-7 position. Haha, that one's for the younger viewers. Please forgive me, had to be done. And as I said earlier, actually, we can see the top 3 still continuing to hold pace ahead of the others. Soulfly gaining on Dominator. Okay, I can't keep doing this, dude. There is too much excitement going on. There is too much going on. E-Fizzle going ahead of Soulfly now. Soulfly dropping 2 positions as Dominator makes another late move into a braking zone. He can't keep getting away with it. Dominator gaining on E-Fizzle. Not doing it this time. Yes, he is. Trying to force his way up the inside. I don't like it. I don't like seeing it that much. Swampy Star getting ahead of Kronika now. Oh! They're battling! Let's go, Kartik! Battling it out with Sai at the moment. Kartik ahead. Oh my god! I'm excited! Eee! Let's go, Kartik. Up into first now. I do not expect Psychotical to make any sort of a move anytime soon. I can see him holding patient for the time being. We have Kreger immediately behind right now. So Scavenger in fourth, kind of on his own right now. 4 seconds in front of Berkey, and then 2 seconds behind of Kreger right now. Let's see what these guys do. They have a good vantage point behind the front two right now. A lot of battery harvested by JC18 right now. Mr. W. Kreger himself. That is a W. Kreger moment. Psychotical gaining. When does he decide to make his move? Kartik kind of taking up as much space as he can. Oh, we're getting a little spicy here, Kartik, and I don't know if it's entirely clean. We're looking at potentially 75% clean there. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. Sai still happy to sit behind him for the time being. Doing a lot of coasting. Maybe expecting Kartik to break a little later. Oh, my dad is calling me. Sorry, Papa. Sorry, Father. I will not be able to text you right now or answer your call. Rory, you're gonna have to wait until this battle simmers down a little bit, because look at this. Oh, Rouge exit. Much better as Psychotical. Now back ahead of Kartik. Kartik with no battery. Okay, let me send him the invite right now. Dude. Boilers, stay in the game, man. Keep your eye on the prize. Oh, we're seeing some more battling. Sai getting overtaken by Kreger now. Boilers! Stay in the game! You're distracting me. Swampy Star ahead of Berkey now. It is now Kreger in the lead. Kartik in third, sitting behind, harvesting battery. People starting to separate. Separate they are, but Berkey is gaining on Swampy Star at the moment. Sending a fake. Swampy Star not really phased. Yeah, everything kind of calming down in this race. People on various different race paces now. Berkey overtaking Swampy. Is it too late? Kartik watching a battle ensue in front of him. I mean, he's got to be loving life right now. Somebody else is slowing Sai down. Look at this side to side. Hey! A little bit of rough racing there. Elbows out. Faux show. Now, these two don't want to really get in each other's way too much. They need to stay close to Sai. That is their ticket to the promised land. Let's see. Oh, we have 3 cars here. Vying for position, I mean. Kronik trying to stick his nose a little bit on the inside and kind of unsettle Berkey, but Berkey's very experienced. Yeah, I think you might need some new Wi-Fi, home slice. Do we see an overtake maybe by JC18? He is very close behind Sai right now. Kind of trying to poke his nose in. No move made. Just applying pressure. These 3 just so close together right now. Yeah, that's fair, Boilers. That's fair. I don't know what it is, man. As soon as you join an actual league race, your connection just goes to poop. I swear, man, casual races, you don't have this big of an issue. I don't know, man. E-Fizzle ahead of Soulfly now. Let's see how this battle develops going into turn 1. Fake from Kartik. I don't think anybody really biting on it. Is kind of slipping down from the other two. You better hope he has a lot of battery saved, otherwise he's kind of a sitting duck. Losing a lot of time. Looks to be just fine. It is now JC18, Kreger making a move on side, now ahead. Dominated with a 3-second time penalty. What'd it do overtaking him? Not much else really going on at the moment. I'm really trying to keep an eye on these time intervals, and if they're a little too far for me to check in on, I'm not gonna switch off of them and give you guys an epileptic seizure. No, Boilers, I don't think they'll give you points because you have to drive the race yourself. Swampy Star, actually, I lied. Nope. Was close, but no move made. All right, back to the leaders as we are going into a potential overtake zone. Oh, you were asking. Oh, I thought you were saying. No, yeah, you need to drive, I think. I don't know if they have a rule about it, but you know, every league pretty much says you have to drive at least like half the race at minimum to actually, you know, classify at the end of the race. Kreger and Sai continuing to battle. No, you do not deserve your points from the AI, homie. You gotta drive the race yourself. That's how this works. This isn't, you know, F1 Manager. This is F1 25. You gotta drive. Well, it's just unfortunate, Bowlers. Yellow flag. Okay, we're fine. Nobody's died, I don't think. Maybe somebody just getting a little bit of a spin on exit. Sai not making a move. So right now, this is perfect for Kartik. He just sits back. Just sits there, harvests battery. You know, maintains pace behind them. He's chilling. You know, he can battle later on. They're pulling away from the rest of the grid. This is ideal for Kartik. He doesn't have to stress. Where before, you know, he was the one that had to initiate moves on Sai to kind of slow him down, right? Make him think a little. But here, no, he's fine. Kind of gives him a peace of mind. There are people kind of close together, but I guess kind of trying to settle into a sort of consistent, smooth driving so as to not, you know, further slow each other down. Trying to gain maybe time on the cars ahead. Still no move made by any one of them two, or any one of these three cars actually. I lied. Kartik late move into turn 1, sending it a little deep. I wouldn't say that was the cleanest move, and is now re-overtaken immediately. Bit of a desperate move there from Kartik, I think. A little too opportunistic. But Max Scavenger has found his way back within distance of these three cars almost. So the Mercedes team looking to be in an even better position than before. Ooh, Sai might be pulling away now. Kreger slowing down a bit. Kartik slowing down a bit. Yellow flag at turn 1 again. Seems to be inconsequential, though. Swampy Star ahead of Limerence. Ah, they're battling side by side. Oh, Swampy Star, I think, has been spun. or some sort of loss of control, as he's lost several positions. Go do that, bowlers. That'd be hilarious, man. While you're at it, see if you can negotiate Actually, no. My phone plan isn't Verizon anymore. Never mind. You do whatever you want, man. We are seeing moves from back to front. Swampy Star down into 11th. So look at the overall position changes. So Berkey up 5. Limerence up 7. Very, very good. Constipated down 5. Down 11 is 11. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. Dominator down 10 positions. And then Dustin and Soulfly both moving up positions. Looking very good. JC18, Kreger, and Kartik going for the undercut on Sai. Sai, I don't think too worried about it. Look at this. Look at this trail of cars here, man. From back to front. More people into the pits. It is several cars going into the pits to follow that undercut. Limerence, Soulfly, Swampy Star. We saw Kartik and Kreger. Where does Kartik and Kreger come out? They come out in P6. Kartik in 8, separated by a car. Ooh, some scuffling. Some shenanigans back here. Let's watch the potential meteoric rise. Dustin up into 4th, making a move on Chronico. Does he have the battery? I cannot get you new Wi-Fi, unfortunately, boilers. It is Kreger now up into 4th immediately. Dustin is on old hards, I think. Yes, he is on used hards. As is Scavenger. Sorry, man, I can't do that. I don't have that much money. So Kartik needing to gain positions rapidly because Chronico, I think, is still on mediums. So as soon as Kartik's tires start firing, he needs to get ahead as soon as possible. Kreger already up into 4th from coming out in 7th/6th. Take it from Shawarma's paycheck. He does not get paid that much. It would not be able to cover your Wi-Fi, I don't think. He is gaining on Chronico rapidly. Has a lot more battery. Is now ahead. Say bye-bye, Chronicle. Goodbye. Needs to get within a second of Dustin. Is so far. Will have overtake once again for the next lap. Berkey now pitting. Kreger up into 3rd because of it. Has 13 seconds between himself and Scavenger. Ooh, Dustin going extremely wide. Has given the position essentially away to Kartik. A bit of overdriving there from the very experienced career mode merchant. I'm just kidding. Lime Cake speeding into the pit lane. Not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see in a race. Yep, people pretty separated now. Ooh, I lied. Berkey very close to Mick. Has the battery, has the speed, will be getting ahead of him just like that. Yeah, not much else going on. A lot of people in the back pitting as well. Sai continuing to take his mediums longer. Might not be seeing much tire wear, and now driving with no worries. He's just loving life right now. There should be a crossover between Max and Psychotical shortly. Where Max's hards should be better than Sai's mediums, but not really seeing it, and maybe that difference being mitigated by Sai's higher race pace. Here we have Dustin keeping with Kartik. This is great for him. Somebody to kind of hopefully boost him along as he nears the end of his hard stint. Sai finally pitting directly in response to the undercut set by the rest. Where will he come out? Will he remain ahead of Kreger? I think he will. The question is by how much, as Kreger did have some traffic to compete with, not compete. Here goes Kreger. What's up, Hawk? Oh, I think the undercut has beat him. Now ahead of Sai coming out of the pits. Can he hold pace? The undercut working massive for Kreger. It is now Sai that will have to deal with some traffic. Kreger doing an expert job. He even came out behind Kartik. Is now ahead of Kartik just like that. But Kartik can maybe slow him down. Well, okay, here's the thing. Does Kartik kind of work with Sai, kind of ride his coattails a little bit, let him drag him closer to Kreger, or does he try to slow him down? I mean, I know what I would do. It would be smart for Kartik to just kind of get the toe from Sai. That would be the smart thing to do, in my opinion. Make your tires last a little longer, right? Don't overdrive right now. You don't need to overdrive right now. The game plan is to kind of manage your tires, let Sai do the pushing on the tires, and then Kartik can just kind of use that overtake extra boost every lap, extra recharge, to just keep up with him. And ride him all night long. You know, how many of you older guys can say, you know what, we'll cut that one short. We'll cut that one short. Limerent's getting ahead of Mick from P10 into P9 now. So far, so good for Sai. Max will be pitting at some point in the future. Did start on the hards, as well as Dustin. Dustin, yeah, losing a lot of time. Has lost a lot of time. Not much else going up and down the grid. People really separating. I lied. Constipated very close with E-Fizzle right now. Yellow flag in Sector 1 disappears immediately. Oh, I wonder what happened here. I think maybe he was letting him go or something. I'm a little confused there. Well, either way, Kartik. Oh, Mick has pit. Mick pitting off of mediums. Ooh, those are some old mediums to be pitting off of. Kartik holding very close to Sai right now. Has less battery, however. But again, he can recharge more with that overtake. See, right now he's sitting at like what? Almost, yeah, 60s? Sai in the 70s though. Still charging better. Still charging more. Better battery management. I think I just saw also Dustin not in the pits yet. Who went into the pits? I saw somebody go into the pits just recently. 11 on 2 stops right now. Might have taken damage early and I just didn't notice. How's it going? Look good so far? It's going pretty decent so far. I mean, pretty clean for the most part, I think. 90% clean that I can tell. And there was some very early exciting racing. But as things evolve, like any other race, right? A lot of these people not as Kartik, you really need to hold pace behind of Sai. He's your toe to the promised land. He's your messiah. Okay, there you go. We're good. But yeah, just a lot of people, different levels of practice, different levels of adaptation to the new regulations, and so we're gonna see a lot of variation up and down the grid. Constipated once again close to E-Fizzle. Not close enough for a move, it doesn't look like, though. Very good apex taken there by Kartik. That was very brave. I wonder if that's actually within his margin for error, if he's actually trying to go that close to the corner. Oh, I don't think he's harvesting as well as Sai. No, he's not. Sai has so much battery down this straight. Doing a much better job of harvesting. Kartik now left out to dry, losing so much time. All right. Appreciate you for hopping in real quick, Smiley. Or, I guess, I don't know if you're leaving, but, I would very much appreciate that rewatch. Always great to see. Yeah, Kartik just kind of left in the dust now. Just not managing battery anywhere near as well as Sai. Sai up to 80 here. Yeah, he's at a 30% battery deficit with overtake. With that higher battery recharge. Definitely a difference in driving that is allowing Sai to recharge more battery than Kartik. Is continuing to gain on Kreger, I think, maybe. Hard to tell. Constipated. Very close to E-Fizzle. What is the tire difference between these two? Same tires. Same tire set. Oof. Oof. Unfortunate. But, is your car all good? Is your car cured from the influenza? That's what gets treated at a car shop, right? Influenza or something? Did your car have the tuberculosis? Question is, when does Scavenger pit? Hey! Your car's cured. Let's go. Side by side here. Constipated. E-Fizzle. Can I get a different angle than this? I can't see anything here. And into the pits is both of them. Boilers, you do not have your knee surgery tomorrow. Stop with that old meme. Let it die. Just let it die. And the other question is, yeah, when will the rest of these hard runners pit? Constipated pitting now. We'll have, what is that, 9 laps on the mediums? I'm thinking, hold on. If it's 14, yeah, 9 laps on the mediums. When will Dustin pit? This is kind of late for him. Won't really be able to take advantage of the mediums as well as maybe he could, or will be pitting on this next lap, on this next go around to the pits. Scavenger, I'd anticipate the same, pitting soon, I would think. Wouldn't lose too many positions. Swampy start, close behind Limerence. Same tires. Okay, let's get the tires off the screen. I always forget. Dominator. Closing on Mick. Has the outside line. Going for a different line, not really working out. Both of them getting time penalties. Or no, just Mick. Somebody else got one. Lime Cake has 13 seconds. Ooh. Yeah, I guess that's that's maybe what might have happened, Boilers. That's hilarious. Yellow flag. Oh, it's an Audi! It's Dominator! He spun! He's dead! Waiting for a safe rejoin here. Taking his time. Okay, he's back on. He's back on. Back in the race. So it is Scavenger and Dustin both pitting now. Where does Scavenger come out? Probably P5, I think, or P4. Another yellow flag. It is a V-carb. It is hot dog. What the hell happened to hot dog down Eau Rouge? Huh? I don't know. But Scavenger behind his teammate, 9 seconds. Will have faster tires though. Can he make up the difference? Same thing with Dustin. Dustin losing way more positions now, stuck in traffic. Where did he start relative to where he's at? Still up 3 positions, so all the room to improve. All the room to improve. Anywhere but down. Anywhere but down. Swampy started getting ahead of Limerence as well after at the end of Radeon. Soulfly behind of Dustin is on hards. Dustin much higher pace at the moment. Yellow flags in sector 2. I think we're okay though. Just kind of weird yellow flags to be thrown. So let's go down the list. People that I know very well. People that are big fans of the commentary. Vocal fans. Kreger, got to shout out Kreger, big fan. Sai, big guy, awesome guy. Kartik, teammate in Jackwagon. Now my teammate here in KRL for the Sunday No Assist League. Got to shout him out. He's a very cool guy. You know what, Max? He's a big fan as well. He's an interesting fellow, but shout out, big ups, Max. Berkster, one of the top fans, using a lot of my clips for his race recaps. Gotta love it. And Sai doing the same actually now. So big ups to them. Limerence, absolute goat. One of the funniest dudes I know. Dustin, one of my admins for FSR, absolute G, legend. Soulfly, you know what, gotta shout him out too. He is a fellow league owner. He owns, or is one of the owners of Jackwagon. Pretty cool league. Constipated, one of the big fans of my commentary as well. Gotta give him the respect. Limerence potentially, nope, no move. Chronico, him, dude, it's like, domain expansion, except he has a lower expansion. Every time he says, oh, that reminds me of the time when you have zero idea what is going to come out of his mouth. You have no idea what he's about to tell you to expand on his lore. He has done anything and everything, man. What it do? Super awesome guy, fellow Mexican. Big ups to La Patria. Gotta give it up. Lime Cake, another one, dude. I think this whole league is just a huge fan of my work. Lime Cake's a great great fan of this. Hartley in chat's awesome. Boilers is awesome. Um, Mick, I don't know him that well, but he's a pretty cool guy. He's very, very chill. Lime Cake getting ahead of what to do, actually, while I'm speaking. Let's see how Sai is doing in chasing down Kreger. Gold Killer, another cool guy. One of the stewards. Ooh, a V-carb spun on track. Could be Hot Dog once again, I think. I was going the wrong way. It is Hot Dog. Really struggling and getting his car turned around. I believe in you. I believe in you, Hot Diggity Dog. Is that someone else? Oh, I thought I saw another wheel over there to the left. Alright, he's done it, boys. He's back in it. I did not almost forget you, Boilers. Come on now. Give me more credit than that. Ooh, Limerence gaining on Swampy Star. And then to finish it out, C. Miller, I think another big fan. And then Hot Dog. Just gotta shout out the rookie. Gotta shout out the newcomer to the league. So, hey, can you get a new Sunday teammate? Brother. Who's your teammate? Isn't it? Who's your teammate again, Boilers? I forgot. In the Sunday one. I cannot remember. Kronik is gaining on Constipated. Can he gain a position on him, though? Same as Dustin. Dustin already catching to Limerence. Hot Dog. Oof. Oof. Well, Boilers, I think you guys will be made for each other. I think you guys might have been made for each other as far as teammates go. Limerence trying to get ahead of Swampy Star. Is ahead now. Cleanly ahead. Swampy Star kind of... Oh! Just not breaking enough, it looks like Swampy Star. And now he's trying to get ahead of him. At first glance, it really just might, it looked like Swampy Star just not breaking early enough. Lucky that Limerence was unaffected by that. Now the two Alpines close together. It is Dustin. Do we have any bit of teammate order going on? Yes, we do. Dustin getting ahead now quite easily. Taking some grass is Dustin. Pushing wide just a tad. So does he have, yes, he has fresh mediums compared to Lily's used hards. Sai is catching to Kreger right now. Kartik and Max on in a world of their own, driving pretty much completely isolated from everybody else. It is a battle for the remaining positions. I think Berkey is on hards, will carry his tires to the end. So that does mean, yeah, Berkey kind of cemented in his position. I don't think Limerence nor Dustin could really catch up to him. I hate that it keeps giving me this camera angle in the bus stop, dude. Give me something else. This is only cool sometimes. The only battle on track right now. 5 laps to go here at Spa. Is now ahead. Dustin ahead of Limerence on the fresher tires. Completely out of battery though. Took him everything he had to make that move. Limerence with battery could be a re-overtake here. No, Boilers, your AI. I'm not going to spectate your AI. Sai has caught up to Kreger and is on fresher tires. This is looking very rough for Kreger. But as soon as they start battling, they might allow Kartik to kind of sneak his way back in. Limerence not making a move on Dustin, even with that excess in battery. Down Radion. There goes Sai, making the move. Is now ahead of Kreger. No risky send from Kreger. Does he just ride with him and slowly gain battery lap after lap, and just kind of pick his moment, pick his exact point of engagement. Engage on his own terms. Be patient. I think going through his mind. Limerence very close to the rear of Dustin. No move made once again in bus stop. Swampy Star kind of gaining time on Limerence. Why don't we get the Ferrari rotating wing? Because that's for bums. I think they said they would be adding it to the game. I thought it was already in the game. Hold on. No, we're not going to see it anytime soon. Yes, we are, actually. Let's see. I think they did add it, actually. No. But I think they said there were plans of adding it. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. Limerence still closing in on Dustin, but Soulfly now closing in on Limerence. In tow is Swampy Star. The Macarena wing, that's what it was called. I was trying to remember. 3 laps left in this race. Really more so 2.5. Looks like Dustin will be kind of cementing his place in 6th. 6 positions up from 12th. Good climb. Did horrible in qualifying, as is his MO, but doing much better in race. Also his MO. Ooh, and now Sai completely outpacing Kreger. So Boilers, you only have 3 seconds. Ooh, losing the rear a little bit there is Dustin. Limerence getting ahead now. Oh yeah, Sai is gapped Kreger right now. Kreger maybe not able to kind of guard his tires from wearing out too much. Dustin a sitting duck with no battery. McLaren getting ahead of him now is Soulfly, but Soulfly with time penalty not really doing himself much favors. Dustin back ahead. Can he catch back up to Limerence? Similar battery levels. Still a little low on battery is Dustin. Maybe underfueling by a little too much. Kronik is caught up to Kreger. Could Kronik steal away a 2nd place? Already guaranteed podium. As long as he doesn't make any kind of a silly mistake, he has a guaranteed podium. Maybe eyeing for P2. Is possible. 2 more laps. 2 more laps to make it happen. Constipated gaining on Swampy Star. Does he make a move here soon? Yes, he will. He is being very brave right now. Stop giving me this angle, dude. I need to see better. Why? Okay, you know what? Whatever, bro. That's so annoying. Let me have more control over the camera angles, man. That'd be really cool. Dustin ahead of Limerence again. 2 laps to go for these two. Kronik still keeping it close to Kreger right now. Swampy Star potentially making a move here shortly. Has the overtake on Constipated. Soulfly is... Oh! Limerence losing another position is now behind of Soulfly. But doesn't really matter. Does not lose him a position at the end of the race. But this actually does protect Dustin in every way. As now there's a buffer between himself and Limerence. Yeah, this is... Oh! Kronik is now ahead of Kreger. Kreger, though, has a lot of batteries saved up. A lot. The issue with him, though, is Kronik does have the overtake, so he can recharge faster and gets an extra kick on corner exits when he uses his battery. It's going to be up to him to protect his position. Oh, has he broken the overtake? He has! Kreger, no overtake. Sitting duck at the moment. Kartik doing exactly what he needed to do to gain that position and then hold it over him. Soulfly getting ahead of Dustin. Dustin back in danger from Limerence. Running a little wide. Move being sent potentially. Limerence on the outside, Dustin on the inside. Where's Dustin? Dustin went deep! He's selling! He's selling! He's selling his wares at the market. He's selling his produce at the farmer's market. Dustin, what are we doing? He's cooked. He's cooked. He's absolutely cooked. I mean, he could still finish 7th. Limerence in 6th. Alright, checking on our leader. Leader going into Sector 2. Psychotical looking like a... Not as easy of a race as it was last night for him, but... Still a very confident win. Oh, Limerence. Not making the move. Kind of was there for him. Trying to get ahead of Soulfly. Has the inside. Has the traction on exit. Is now ahead. Dustin maybe can challenge for a position here. I don't know. But crossing here shortly. Going into bus stop. 2 turns to go. We will have your race winner in the opening week of KRL Season 2, Psychotical. Race winner, Psychotical. Kartik crossing 2nd. 2nd? Kreger in AI. What happened to Kreger? What happened to Kreger? Why is he in 4th? What did I miss? While looking at the battle between Soulfly, Dustin, and Dustin losing yet another position potentially here. 2 constipated. No, he's been dropping like a sack of potatoes. Should still finish an extra position ahead because of Soulfly's penalty, but that's not great. Limerence crossing 6th, holding 6th. Okay, what the hell just happened? What the fuck was that? What just happened? I missed it. Whatever just happened, I missed it entirely. Something between Swampy Star and Constipated, I think. Lime Cake, how many penalties does he have? 6. Yeah, he's falling down the order so viciously. What it do will be 12th. There's a V-carb on track. That is Hot Dog, I think. That is... Oh! That is indeed Hot Dog. Whoa, that brings this race to an end. That brings the race to an end. Psychotical is your race winner. 2nd, Kartik. 3rd, Scavenger. 4th, Kreger. 5th, Berkey. Then we have Limerence, Dustin, Soulfly, Chronico, Swampy Star, Constipated, What Did You, 11, Mick, Gold Killer, Lime Cake, E-Fizzle, Dominator, Boilers, who probably will not be getting any points. Ooh, it is Constipated saying it was his fault at the end. Force India double podium. Let's go. That was said in the Discord. Just because Kartik and Max are Indians does not mean that me saying Force India is racist. They themselves have called themselves Force India, okay? That is not me, okay? That is their official league name. But look at Sai. Look at the double Mercedes podium. They are loving it right now. Max was not very confident. It is not confident with the new regs, but did well enough in this race. One of the harder ones where to manage battery. Fastest lap set by Kartik. Look at him. Dude, let's go. Cleanest driver. What did it do? No surprise there. Limerence, driver of the day and most overtakes. Do I agree? Do I agree? Limerence from 14th to 6th. Honestly, yeah, I would say so. That sounds like a driver of the day material to me. But yeah, that does it for KRL Week 1 of Season 2. It was exciting. I mean, I enjoyed it. There was racing all up and down. So, that does it for tonight's KRL race. I will see you guys next week. I will be doing my own races and streaming them this week. I will be racing tomorrow, most likely, in a cockpit race in Mexico, in the new regs. I will also, I will also, be racing Friday for Jackwagon. A lot of you guys know about that. Saturday I'll be racing. Sunday I will also be racing. So it'll be a weekend of racing for Fridge. But you know, to wrap things up, exciting race at Spa. Great inaugural race for the Kronik Racing League Season 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed. Have a great rest of your night. And yeah, I'll see you guys at my next stream or see you next week for Chronic Racing. Thank you so very much. You guys are the best.